Welcome to the Deep Dive. We dig into sources so you don't have to, pulling out the key knowledge you can use.
We aim to make complex ideas accessible and practical.
Today we're tackling The Master Key by L.W. de Laurence. It's an older text, but packed with ideas.
Absolutely. Written over a century ago, but surprisingly relevant.
So for you, the learner, listening in, maybe you're curious, want insights fast, and need stuff you can actually apply.
That's the goal.
Our mission today: explore the core principles from the Master Key mind training. We'll culture, concentration, even personal magnetism, and figure out, modern ways to implement them.
Yeah, translate that wisdom for today's world. It covers a lot, but we'll focus on actionable insights for self-improvement.
Okay, let's get right into it. A huge theme is the power of thought. The book literally says, mind is magnetic and attracts to itself whatever it frequently thinks about.
It's a core concept. Basically, your consistent thoughts act like magnets.
So what you dwell on, you draw in. That really puts the pressure on choosing your thoughts carefully.
Exactly. It's not just passive thinking. The Master Key pushes for active curation, like mental gardening, weeding out the negative, planting the positive.
And a key tool for this is what it calls scientific concentration. Any idea what that really means?
Well, the idea is that quieting the mental noise makes real focus possible. When your mind is still, concentration becomes easier, more powerful.
Stilling the mind sounds intense. How do we do that now?
Think mindful moments, maybe? Reducing distractions. It's about intentionally creating mental quiet space, even for a few minutes, turning off notifications, finding a quiet spot.
Right. Okay, another bit that jumped out. He can. Who thinks he can?
Yes. That links belief directly to power. If you think you can, you unlock potential.
It's like belief itself increases your capability.
Very much like modern ideas of self-efficacy, believing you can succeed makes you more likely to put in the effort, push through challenges, and actually succeed.
So directing your thought, your attention towards, yes, I can do this, actually primes you.
Precisely. The book suggests focusing attention on something invokes this conception of possibility. It stirs up latent power.
Okay, so it's not just wishing. It's like focused demand creates the resource internally.
That's a good way to put it. Like, intense focus on a problem makes your brain actively hunt for solutions, sparking connections you wouldn't otherwise make.
So for someone listening, drowning in information today, how do they practice this thought power, this attention control?
It comes down to being intentional. Where does your mental energy go? Minimize distractions when you need focus. And crucially, when negative thoughts pop up, challenge them, replace them, consciously.
Even small steps help.
Definitely. Small, consistent efforts add up. Better focus, more control.
Okay, moving on. The book also tackles motivation, especially for unpleasant tasks.
Right. How to generate interest when you just don't feel it.
It says find something appealing, focus on that, and interest follows, which helps concentration.
Exactly. It's a reframing technique, really. Instead of focusing on the dread, find the learning angle or the connection to a bigger goal you care about, or even just gamify it, find the most efficient way.
That positive reframing changes how you engage with it.
Totally. It can shift your whole energy towards it, makes you more productive, less drained.
The book contrasts Eastern and Western knowledge approaches briefly too, advocating starting within.
Yeah, starting with inner work, cultivating serenity, basically. The idea is that inner calm equips you better for outer challenges.
Makes sense, like building a foundation.
Very much so. It echoes modern mindfulness, prioritize inner well-being to handle external pressures better. Resilience comes from within.
And this insight is fascinating. Tiredness isn't always about the hard day, but the spirit you bring to it.
Are you just fighting for a living, as the book puts it, or are you approaching it with a mindset of daily unfoldment, of growth?
That perspective shift seems huge for modern work burnout.
It's potentially transformative, viewing work as learning, as development, not just grinding. That brings purpose. It fights burnout, increases satisfaction, focus on the skills gained, the impact made.
Let's talk willpower. Volition, the book calls it.
Right, and it's defined as more than just attention. It's conscious effort towards a goal with a gritty, won't-be-beaten element.
That element feels important. It's not just wanting, it's resolving.
Exactly. It's commitment, refusing to quit when things get tough. Really vital for long-term goals today.
And apparently, a strong initial impulse towards a goal rallies your whole system, mentally, physically.
Yeah, it underscores that mind-body connection. A powerful intention mobilizes your energy, makes action more likely.
Practical advice here too.
Yeah.
Act on good impulses immediately. dismiss bad ones instantly.
That takes real self-awareness and practice. Evaluating impulses on the fly, aligning actions with goals. It's mental discipline, especially with today's constant temptations.
Thinking before reacting.
Essentially, yes. Thoughtful response over impulsive reaction.
So how does this volition idea help with, say, modern decision-making? We face so many choices.
It means getting clear on your why. What are your intentions? Then consciously steer your actions. And yeah, having strategies to manage those impulses that derail you, procrastination, snap decisions under pressure.
Okay, from willpower to habits. The master key describes habits pretty clearly.
Automatic actions, resistant to change, seemingly operating without our attention.
Understanding that automatic nature seems key to changing them, right?
Absolutely, because they're autopilot, changing them takes conscious effort. Deliberate repetition to rewire those paths.
And the advice isn't to just fight the bad habit head on.
No, which is interesting. It's just focusing on the opposite. Cultivate the virtue you want rather than just wrestling the vice.
Like focus on being punctual instead of just don't be late.
Exactly. Channel energy into the desired behavior. And it also stresses becoming aware of those small, unconscious bad habits, the little things we do without thinking.
Like mindlessly scrolling.
That's a perfect modern example. Awareness is the first step. Things like habit trackers or just mindful check-ins can help bring those unconscious actions into the light.
Let's shift to emotions. The book notes, they're persistent, they stick around.
And they tend to latch onto things, right? They can really color our thinking and behavior if unchecked, especially in high-pressure situations today.
It offers a simple trick for controlling excitement. Shut your mouth tight, breathe. Seriously.
Sounds basic, but it can work. That physical action, plus focusing on slow breaths, helps regulate the nervous system. A quick way to regain calm when you feel overwhelmed by excitement or even anxiety. A useful tool for stress.
It also says our expectations shape thought control.
Expectations frame how we see things. If you expect to be stressed, you probably will be. Managing expectations consciously can shift your emotional state.
And this is practical. View annoyances as self-control training. Turn your mind off them instantly.
That's about building resilience. Don't dwell on irritations. Reframe them. Okay, chance to practice patience here. It diminishes their power. Proactive, not reactive.
How about fear? What's the advice there?
Focus on the opposite, feeling courage, confidence, or deliberately arouse self-assertion. Tap into your inner strength.
Like cognitive reframing?
Exactly. Consciously shift your mental focus to counteract the fear response. Remind yourself of your capabilities, crucial for tough situations.
So practically managing emotions today, it's about self-awareness plus having coping tools.
Pretty much. Know your triggers. Practice techniques like breathing, reframing. See challenges as growth opportunities, not just threats. That really cuts down fear and anxiety.
Okay, imagination and belief. Big topics. What one hopes for and believes in, one creates. Powerful stuff.
It really emphasizes how much our inner world imagery, conviction shapes our outer reality. Our beliefs are like blueprints for our actions.
And the importance of making vivid mental images of what we want.
Yes, visualization. It's a standard technique now. Imagining success vividly boosts motivation and primes your subconscious to spot opportunities and act accordingly.
Consistency matters there too.
Definitely. Regular practice reinforces the mental image and its effect.
And this technique, imaginary self dialogues for bad habits. How does that work?
It's like guided self-talk. You mentally chat with your ideal self, getting encouragement, reinforcing commitment to change, like accessing your own inner coach.
The book really hammers home having a clear life objective. Focus on it daily with faith. That's the path to success.
Clarity gives direction, cuts through the noise of modern life. Combine that clear goal with unwavering belief. That's a powerful driving force. Keeps you going through setbacks.
And it contrasts belief in chance with faith in self. Faith in self isn't luck, it's a skill.
A crucial distinction. Relying on chance is passive. Cultivating self-faith is empowering. It's about trusting your ability to learn, adapt, overcome. You take control.
How can listeners build that faith in self today?
Start small. Set achievable goals, then acknowledge when you hit them. Notice your successes. Actively challenge negative self-talk. See failures as learning. Build that track record. It grows over time.
Let's move to learning, memory, observation. Effective observation is subjective, using the mental eye. What does that mean?
It means it's not just passive seeing, it's active mental engagement. interpreting, understanding, looking deeper than the surface, really paying attention.
And it suggests sensory exercises, focusing on sight, touch.
Yeah, ways to train your attention muscle. By consciously focusing on sensory input, you strengthen concentration pathways. Helps everywhere, not just in study.
The link between interest and attention is key, too. Interest commands attention, but attention builds interest.
It's a feedback loop. Focus on something, even if it's not initially thrilling and you can actually generate interest, that makes sustained focus easier.
Good advice. Don't force study when tired, and drop preconceived notions of difficulty.
Right. Studying when exhausted is pointless. Your brain just isn't receptive. And approaching something thinking this is too hard is self-defeating. An open, positive mindset aids learning.
Imagination is vital for memory, too. Recall involves imagery.
Our brains love visuals. Linking information to mental images makes it much stickier, easier to recall later.
The book mentions memory laws, association of ideas, understanding and mapping out learning.
Understanding how memory works helps you learn smarter. Connect new stuff to old stuff. Aim for deep comprehension, not just rote memorization. And breaking down big topics, planning your approach. That's strategic learning.
So for listeners wanting to learn better or just remember things day to day,
Be active in learning. Ask questions. Connect ideas. Use visualization. Test yourself active recall. And just pay more conscious attention to everyday actions. Mindfulness helps memory too.
okay, personal magnetism. Sounds a bit mystical. What's the idea?
Think of it as charisma, presence, influence, a silent force developed by strong-minded people. It's about projecting confidence, authenticity.
And helpfulness and sympathy are key ingredients.
Genuine empathy and wanting to help others, that's naturally attractive. It builds trust and connection, which is the foundation of influence.
It also mentions inner power, careful language, and private preparation for influencing others.
Confidence starts inside, believing in yourself, choosing words wisely, and preparing your thoughts beforehand lets you communicate clearly with impact.
So personal magnetism today is really about effective communication and charisma.
Largely, yes. Self-assurance, communication skills, emotional intelligence, authenticity, building real connections, being clear, showing conviction.
And public speaking is covered too. Needs concentration, hard work, knowing your topic inside out.
Preparation is everything. Knowing your stuff, even the counter-arguments, gives you confidence and authority, whether it's a big speech or a team meeting.
It says nervousness is normal, doesn't mean you're ineffective.
That's reassuring. Many great speakers feel nerves. The trick is managing it, maybe even channeling that energy.
Some practical don'ts.
Yeah.
Don't just rely on talent. Don't shout. Don't ramble on too long.
Timeless advice. Clarity, conciseness, respect for the audience. Always important.
Know your audience. Use language they get.
Crucial. Tailor your message. Avoid jargon. Make it accessible.
And for new speakers, focus on natural delivery, not technique. Sincerity convinces.
Authenticity wins. People connect with genuine belief far more than perfect polish. Focus on the message. Connect with people.
How does this apply beyond formal speeches to everyday chat?
Same principles. Prepare your thoughts. Be clear. Consider the other person's view. Be real. Be concise. Good communication is good communication anywhere.
Okay, ethics and self-improvement. Pure motives, strengthen attention, and will.
Yeah, having a strong ethical compass gives your efforts purpose and resilience. Positive intentions fuel persistence.
It mentions moral orthopedia and how education shapes us.
It acknowledges upbringing matters, but stresses we can consciously educate ourselves, shape our own character through focused effort.
So true self-education through concentration builds self-control. It's not just brute willpower.
Right, it's about understanding self-awareness, aligning actions with ethics. Informed choice, not just forcing yourself.
And faith in self is called the master key itself, turning belief into reality.
It comes back to that core idea. Strong self-belief empowers action, turns aspiration into achievement.
And the warning against self-depreciation, it lowers vitality, hinders will, act the part you want to play.
Negative self-talk is corrosive. Embodying the qualities you aspire to actually builds confidence and motivation. Fake it till you become it, in a sense.
So integrating ethics and self-belief today means
Know your values, align actions with them, challenge negative self-talk, practice self-compassion, focus on strengths, celebrate progress, build that inner foundation.
finally health and well-being. The mind-body link is clear in the book. Negative states affect physical health.
Absolutely. Fear, worry, negativity, they impact physiology. Modern science strongly confirms this connection. Chronic stress is physically harmful.
It gives examples mind over matter in seasickness, the placebo effect.
Vivid illustrations of how much beliefs and mental starts influence physical outcomes.
And dwelling on illness, negative self-consciousness, can actually contribute to disease.
Yeah, morbid concentration isn't healthy. Focusing excessively on negative health possibilities can be detrimental. A positive outlook is protective.
So a positive attitude makes you more invulnerable. Believing in weakness invites problems. Self-reliance brings well-being.
Optimism and self-efficacy act like buffers. Believing you can cope, maintaining positivity, it impacts overall health and even success.
Modern takeaway on health.
Prioritize mental health alongside physical. Use stress management, mindfulness, meditation. Cultivate positivity. Challenge negativity. Recognize your beliefs impact your body. Foster self-reliance.
Wow. Okay, wrapping up this deep dive into the master key, we've covered a ton. Thought power, attention, volition, habits, emotions, belief, learning, influence, communication, ethics, health.
It's a remarkably comprehensive framework, and what's striking is how much of it still resonates, how much aligns with modern psychology and self-help.
The core message feels timeless. Conscious effort works. Focusing attention, choosing thoughts, shaping habits, building optimism. That's how growth happens.
Exactly. The potential for improvement is there through deliberate practice in these areas. It's relevant now more than ever.
So here's a final thought for you listening. What if you consciously applied just one of these ideas starting today? Which one sparked something for you? Maybe it's managing distractions or reframing tasks.
We really encourage you to pick one thing and start your own personal deep dive into applying it.
And if you're intrigued, maybe check out the Master Key itself or related books. It's a big field, this journey of self-discovery.
Always more to learn, always room to grow. Thanks for joining us.